And here we are for another episode of our Wednesday Quest. That's right, we are here, and you see what we're doing. It's a newer one. We are attacking Dune Part 2. I was excited to watch this one, actually.
Yes,
very much so.
Yeah.
So
we'll talk. I wasn't excited. I wasn't too excited about the first one, and
see, I enjoyed the first one. I will say not as much as I enjoyed this one.
This one was better.
This one was better. And I'm going to go into the reasons why I like this one, but there are a few things that I didn't like about it, but I am going to go into why I enjoyed this movie as much as I did. But before we do that, let's get into the bare essential stuff real quick, the adult stuff, the adulting.
That's it. We're going to spread the legs and let it come out, baby.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like a rose blooming.
Yeah. Dude, could you imagine that pussy look like that when you go?
Well, they
for
do.
it?
They call it that. You know, they call it like that. They call it the rose, right? So,
yeah.
Some women don't have a rose. Some women have like roast beef.
I was gonna say they got roast beef, uncooked roast beef.
Like it's like roast beef, just like pounded into like submission. Some, not all. Some, not all.
You ruined roast beef sandwiches forever, but yeah.
Hey, man, some people like roast beef. I'm just saying. But before we get into that, again, you see the website down below. Boom! NobleGI.com. NOBULLGI.com. Get to it. Go to it. Get it done. Absorb it. It's all there. Our merch store is there. Check it out. We're gonna have some new Quest stuff coming soon, guys. All right. Probably in the next couple months, you're gonna see some new stuff for Quest happening. I'm not going to say anything just yet, but there's some new merch stuff coming, so keep an eye out.
Still top secret.
Yeah, hush. Make sure to get to the website also to check out our full schedule, because you're going to be seeing a lot of new stuff coming in, and some stuff going bye-bye. So keep that in mind, guys. Keep that in mind. Also, you will find the our full catalog of everything that we do on the network, past, present, and future. That is every episode from every show that we've ever done. It's all there.
Yeah.
And there's some more stuff, new features coming as well. So guys, NobleGI.com, check it out. Make sure to like, follow, subscribe, hit that notification bell, stay up to date with all things Noble that we do here. It's very important. Pass it around. Pass it around like a really nasty bug.
Well, I was going to say, pass it around like an STD, baby. Just
like
infect
crabs.
Infect everybody.
Like it's everywhere.
Fuck it.
They jump. Okay.
Just offer it for free and just give it away.
Just throw it in people's faces. Yeah, so check it out, guys. Get in there. It's all very important. If you're watching this on the website, thank you. If you're watching this from the YouTube channel, thank you as well. If you're watching this on some other platform that I don't know it's on, but I know it's on kind of deal, because I know all the things that it's where, but I just don't know which one you're watching it from. So,
and if you find it somewhere it shouldn't be, let me know.
Sure, absolutely, 100%, because we got some paperwork to file. All right,
it can happen.
Yeah, you sure the fuck can. But yes, let's dive into it, guys. Tonight's the Quest. We're doing Dune Part 2, and I am satisfied.
I bet you are.
I am.
Because
I am
you love the first one. You really enjoy.
I won't say I love the first one, but I enjoyed the first one. This one, here's the thing. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Well, no, I was gonna say I'm not gonna say this was a bad movie, but this is a tough movie to follow. Okay, I don't know if I'm stupid.
Well, I mean,
It could be it, but God, I was lost.
this movie's too intellectual.
It's too intellectual for me. Okay.
Well, see, here's the thing. I can tell you right now, like you had, I won't go into too much, but you had your issues with Blade Runner. I won't go into too much because we haven't aired that episode yet. Okay, we're not gonna.
Right.
We're going to. But you had your issues with that, and now here's the issue.
Mm-hmm.
That had more dialogue and was very, very story oriented. And if you missed one thing, then you're kind of like, oh, what the fuck's happening?
And this is similar.
Very similar.
This movie is, Jesus Christ, I'm gonna say
it's very lore oriented. There's a lot of lore.
65 to 75% dialogue, then action. You know.
See, I will tell you this: the beginning of this movie, I thought was actually slow, and I didn't want it to be slow because the first one had already done character development. So I wanted this one to kind of like pick up where the other one went off, right? And then this one in the beginning was kind of slow, and I was kind of like, all right, the pacing was a little off.
Good job with. It picked right up off.
No, it did. Absolutely.
One. Yeah. It did a great job for that.
But it did a little. Its pacing in the beginning was a little slow. That was my only problem.
Long. Yeah, but that's, in my opinion, that's just like the first one was too. It's like they're very.
But the first one needed
movies.
it. The first one needed it though because it was a new movie. Nobody watched the original. Well, not nobody, but a lot of the newer generations didn't watch the older movies and the books and stuff. You know what I mean? So they don't know the lore. That's the problem with doing anything movie based off of lore. Like when you do stuff like Game of Thrones or you do stuff like Lord of the Rings or any of that stuff that is based off of books and shit like that, people get lost because they're like, I don't understand it. That's because they're very lore rich. Dune is very Dune rich. I mean, very, very lore rich. So if you don't know the houses, it's kind of like, in a sense, it's similar to Game of Thrones.
To Game of Thrones. But see, Game of Thrones was easy for me to pick up. I know everything. But this movie, the houses are difficult.
Here's the thing. I think you paid more attention to Game of Thrones for one reason.
Well, it's in that type of style I like.
Not just that. Not just that.
Mm-hmm. What would it be then?
The reason why you paid more attention to...
Oh, the titties?
There was a lot of titties and sex. So it got your attention because you didn't know where it was going to come from.
I got to learn these houses.
Like, I am not missing... Yeah, I am not missing a single piece of pussy. All right? So I'm going to glue to this screen.
That's it. Yep.
I think that's the key to you. Whenever something's very lore and dialogue heavy, there has to be titties scrambled in there. To like, you're a very simple man. It has to be just, you know.
I'm a big lumber fucking type of dude, all right?
Titties what? Like, okay, you got my attention.
My attention's here, yep. Well, dude, what the fuck was up with Batista? I thought he was going to have a heart attack throughout that whole movie.
Oh, what do you mean? Well, he's because he was afraid. He was a bitch. His character was a bitch.
Dude, he just fucked everybody up that didn't follow his rules correctly. I would hate to be under his supervision.
If you notice, that's how unstable leaders are. If they know that they're losing, they start taking it out on other people. It's a classic trope.
Yes. Oh my god, dude.
But I will tell you, I'm disappointed.
Great fucking job, though.
I won't say too much. I thought, and mind you, I won't say anything as far as you guys are concerned, he might in the next one, okay? But I thought he would have had a better impact in this franchise than he actually is.
Well, right, because he only appeared a couple different times.
That's what I'm saying. So maybe he'll be in the third one. I don't want to spoil anything for people.
His parts were amazing.
No,
he was only on there a couple different times.
I thought he would have been much. Now the new guy that's in this movie, great job. He was an amazing character, and I loved his role.
The bald young guy, or
well, they're all bald. The newer guy, the nephew, the nephew,
right?
Yeah,
right.
His character amazing. I enjoyed his villainous character. I enjoyed the acting in this movie was on point.
Oh, great! Absolutely.
And I will say,
even the last one.
Well, here's the thing. One of the things that I said, I think I did mention this in the last movie, was I'm not a huge fan of what's his name? Timothy
Oh, the son or
Chalamet, whatever.
Mhm.
I'm not a huge fan of his acting. He's not. I don't know. He's
He's
just
all
kind of
right.
melodramatic
I
for
don't.
me.
You're better with actors than I am, but I don't recall him from anywhere. So
He's not a huge actor
yeah,
for me.
but for
Now,
what I see of him on Dune, I thought it was pretty good.
see, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of his. Like he did a better job in this one, much better job in this one than the first one. But the acting was still on point. Now, I will tell you, of course, Zendaya did a great job acting
The
as
mom,
well.
right?
No, the girl.
Who's? Oh, the girlfriend. Yeah.
Come on, man, you don't know who Zendaya is? That's Spider-Man's girlfriend.
I'm not good with actors, dude. I forget names, everything.
She's a great actress.
Again,
I enjoy her. She's a good actor.
again, big goof, titties got my attention.
Yeah, I get you.
That's how it
Fucking
works.
Josh Brolin. I don't even. Yo, let me tell you something. I didn't remember him surviving the last film. I thought he died in the first film, but he came back in this one, and I'm like, holy shit, Josh Brolin's in this one. Good job. And that's not a spoiler because he's on the fucking cover of the goddamn fucking advertisement. So
Right.
I just didn't look at the fucking advertisements, but I thought he died off in the first one. Apparently he didn't. So bravo to that one. I didn't think Josh Brolin was going to come back for this one. But everybody did. Good.
What's his name? The Samoan guy. Wasn't he in the first one?
Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in the first one. He got killed in the first one.
That's what happened. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember. I
I'm not,
remember
and
everything about
that's
the
not a
first one, so that's why
spoiler
he wasn't
because
on.
we did that last year. And if you guys didn't know
Well,
that by now,
If you haven't seen the movie yet,
Yeah.
then I mean,
I'm just saying.
why are you watching the part 2 review here?
Exactly. It's kind of the thing. It's
Yeah.
like we're not going to spoil part 2, but we're going to talk. If we have to reference the first one, we're going to be like, we're not going to be like hush hush on it. Like that shit was like a year ago, maybe 2 years ago at this point. I don't fucking remember. Point is though, I was going through over the books. Apparently, his character might be reborn in the third one.
The Jason Momoa character?
Yeah. It's
intriguing.
weird. It's really weird.
Well, I know. Yeah, they're making a third because
Yeah, it's already been confirmed.
Yeah.
It's already been confirmed. And I am happy about that. I am fucking thrilled because by the end of this, all right, this movie in the beginning started off slow and I was kind of like, man, what, it's kind of like whatever, right? I didn't know if I was going to feel the same way about this one. That I thought this was going to be like a letdown sequel. By the middle of the movie, things started to pick up. By the end of the movie, dude, I was fucking glued to it by the end of the movie. I was like, fuck yeah. Everything about the last hour of this film was amazing.
Oh, man, it's a long movie.
It is, but rightfully so. I'm not even mad about that because so many movies are not long enough.
They're coming out with a miniseries. It's going to be on HBO.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised about that.
Yeah, they're coming out with a miniseries.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that may be interesting.
I'm not mad about movies running long as they're good. I think more movies, if they're good and they have a good direction, they should be longer.
Oh, I agree. It's just
you have your Lord of the Rings and all that other shit. They're like 3-hour fucking long movies.
Mm-hmm.
Great movies too. So I'm not against that. And this, yes, was it a long movie? Absolutely, it was a long movie. But I wasn't mad about it. I was not mad about it. The acting was on point. You know what this movie gives me vibes of? Mm-hmm. Like, here's the thing. I was not a big Dune. I didn't see the original. They're on the streaming services, the old Dune movies. But I didn't want to watch the old Dune movies because I never originally watched them, and I didn't want to compare them.
Start off with the newer ones.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? Since I'd never seen the old ones, let me watch the new ones. Now, when the new ones are done, when they're finished with the Dune series, then maybe I'll watch the old ones and see where the similarities are. But right now, I'm only into this one, and I want to stick with this one. But you know what? You know what this gives me vibes of? Kind of. This gives me like Stargate vibes.
Oh, it does. It does. Yeah. You know what? Yeah, I like the machinery they use to fight and everything. But it's weird because they are in the distant future, right? But the mechanical machines still feel clunky and mechanical.
See, here's the thing. I don't know if that's necessarily the case because they don't really. I don't think they really mention a year.
In the beginning,
I think this is an alternate year. Did they? Yeah, but even before, they never really. I don't think they've ever. Did they mention anything about Earth in this?
Yes, they did.
They? I don't remember.
When they went into what's that planet called, Arrakis or whatever?
Yeah.
They mentioned that these are Earth beings.
Okay.
Arrakis.
So it's like, but Earth.
So
I don't think Earth
they-
actually exists anymore in this.
they don't show it or nothing.
I don't even think they're there because
that
there are different
they
houses.
make it clear. They make it clear that the people in Arrakis are human from Earth.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Originally.
So they're the
Descendants,
descendants. Yeah, I think that because they don't really say that Earth even exists anymore in this.
No, they only mentioned it once, and that was in the beginning.
So I think what maybe that's the remnant, like the where people came from, but I don't think Earth even exists. I think they're in like a far, kind of like Star Wars, where they're like so disconnected from Earth at this point that Earth isn't even mentioned.
They've had so many holy wars between Earth and now, and I'm thinking that's what's happening.
Well, that's probably what it is. Well, and that's kind of like I said, that's similar to Star Wars, where they don't even mention Earth in Star Wars.
No,
that doesn't mean that they're not
humans,
Earthling. They are humans.
Yeah.
They're just so detached from the original human origins that they don't even mention it anymore. Kind of deal.
You know what I like about this movie? It's very like, as I mentioned, it's very like holy war heavy.
Yeah,
it's
very
like,
spiritual.
Very type spiritual. Of shit that happens in our life.
Yeah.
Like, there's people still killing each other over religion.
Well, that's the reason why I said it's very similar to Stargate, because Stargate was very heavy on that. So.
Oh, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
I appreciate. Here's the thing. It's been a long time that good sci-fi has been appreciated. And a movie like this, this is a good sci-fi movie, very good sci-fi movie, and I appreciate every minute of it.
The action scenes, the visuals, on par.
No, beautiful, absolutely,
perfect. Yeah. My gripe is just like I said, the dialogue is just a little long, a little draggy.
Sure, absolutely. No, I will say, like I said, the first hour of this film is very slow. Mm-hmm. But man, do the visuals make up for it though?
Oh, absolutely.
Very beautiful movie, very beautifully done. The atmosphere, soundtrack was on point. Like every time you get that fucking Xena chant that they do in this movie,
wow, wow, wow.
You know what I'm talking about? That shit, whatever the fuck that is. I get hype as shit.
Isn't that like a gypsy type shit that they always use? Yeah.
I regret not, because we had to rent this film. So I regret not going to the theaters to see this film, and the reason why is because they had that special popcorn holder, and it was cool as shit.
I heard about that. Yeah,
it was a big joke because it's a sandworm and you have to stick your hand in the sandworm's mouth to get your popcorn, but it looks like something you would stick your dick in.
Nice.
Because it had it had those little hairs that are in the sandworm's mouth.
Dude, so if I ever see a sandworm that looks like that with the mouth all like with the teeth around it, you know what? You ever seen a lamprey? Those fucking worms with the fucking 100 teeth in their mouth.
Yeah,
in circular form.
Yeah,
that's kind of what it looked like, man. Oh, fucks me up. That.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you what. Like I see, that's the thing. I can't say certain scenes, but man, there was one scene in this fucking film that involved the sandworms, and it was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking god, that scene, hands down, was like, that's the shit. That is cool as shit. I can't say, definitely that scene alone is worth fucking people seeing this movie. Like, that was awesome. Cinematically, like I said, all this happened like
all the
in the second half.
Amazing.
Like, cinematically it was good, but yes, it's very slow the first half. But man, once the second half picks up, holy shit.
Some of the movie, I don't know, it was a good film overall.
I enjoyed it. Again,
I can't go into it because I don't want to spoil something, but some scenes were just, I don't know, they seem out of place and everything. It was just.
They could be a matter of misinterpretation, though.
It could be, yeah.
But again, I mean, that's part of the reviewing thing. If you were if you misinterpreted something, that doesn't mean that someone else is going to have the same problem. You know? So it is what it is. Now, I will say this before we have to get into the second part here, because we're close to that second part of what we have to do here. I want to ask you something, and how much do you think this movie's budget was?
Whew, this is where I'm going to go into the $200 million.
Close. It had a budget of $190 million budget.
It makes sense. It makes
Now,
sense.
here's the thing. They were afraid that because the budget was so high that this was not going to turn a profit. Because it's sci-fi. Sci-fi is a very hard thing to turn a profit on. Okay?
No, it is. It's become a niche genre. Yeah, and
but
I don't know why, man. It's
how
one of
much
my
do you think?
genres.
How much do you think this made? What do you think the box office was for this one?
I'm gonna say it probably doubled. It made over 400. million in the first. In the first
$695.8 million.
Oh,
Almost
Yep.
$700 million in profit.
God.
Thank you. That's what I want to see. I want to see that in my sci-fi films. I want sci-fi to make a resurgence. I want there to be banging ass sci-fi movies. Because you know what? Now that Disney, here's the thing. Now that Disney's on its way out, sadly, I'm not happy about that. But like Marvel, I love Marvel.
Yeah.
But they're on the decline now. At least for right now. I don't know if they're going to have a second coming or not. But as of right now, they're on the decline because Disney's fucking it up. So maybe now that Disney and the Marvel universe is going to stop owning the sci-fi universe, maybe now we'll start getting films like this.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get the next generation of I don't know the new form of Star Wars, or was it? I don't know, something. Same thing with fantasy too.
This is a Century Fox movie, right? 21st Century, I believe it is.
I can't remember.
This is a Fox movie.
I can't remember.
I think it's a Fox movie. Yeah.
No, Warner Brothers. No, it's Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers.
It has to be Warner Brothers because they have deals with Max and shit, and that's Warner Brothers.
You may be right. Yeah.
So I think I'm almost certain that it's Warner Brothers because you got to remember the first one streamed exclusively on Max.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because that was during COVID and all that bullshit. So I think this one is going to. I think it's Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers. Okay.
But again, as far as the budget goes, I'm glad they made back so much money because they've already confirmed that there's going to be a third one. I'm glad about that.
With that type of return, yeah, I'm sure they're making
absolutely.
a third. Yeah, absolutely.
And I'll be right there. I might actually go to the theaters to see the third one. The first one I seen on Max. The second one we had to rent. Third one I might actually go to the theaters for because I'm telling you, by the end of this movie, I'm hooked. I wasn't hooked into the first one. I liked the first one, and I was like, okay, I'll watch the second one when it comes around. The end of this one, I'm like, oh my fucking God, I can't wait till the third one. I'm excited. I'm excited now. I'm ready for it. Bring the third one. They already wrapped it up. They've confirmed it. It is going to happen. So let's fucking go. I'm happy with it. Cast was amazing. Story is very deep. Very deep. The lore in this is insanely deep.
You're not kidding when it's deep. It's so deep that
it can get lost. I
had a hard time following. Yeah,
I still hear if you would ask me anything about the other houses, I know nothing. I'm hoping in the third film. I'm hoping in the third film they do it. Because the other thing, I don't want to go and read. I could go read. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do it. I'm lazy.
No, I'm lazy. I say that, but very lazy.
And I didn't read the books, so I'm going to admit I did not read the books. So my exposure to Dune is the movies, and it's the newer movies. I didn't watch the older movies. So, but that being said, let's get into our scoring, and I'm curious where this is going to go because I think me and your scoring is going to differ.
I think we're going to differ.
That's fine. That's the way this is supposed to be. So, with that said, as anyone who knows, we are going to go through our first this week. This week's a little different. We have a new category. I fucking forgot to send you this one. Our new category for this episode is captivation.
Captivation.
How did it captivate? Yeah, how captivating? Yeah. How much did it draw you in? How interested? How drawn in were you? That's what I felt the captivation was the important one for this one.
Okay.
So what we're doing here is
I already have a score in my head for that.
Okay. So we're going to do story, acting, captivation, and production. Okay, because that one always changes depending on the movie. And then we have our woke meter, and then of course we have our overall. If you don't know what any of that shit is, we give our top. We give a 1 through 5 in the first 4. Noble seal, noble pile. If you don't know what they are by now, goddamn, we're deep into this shit by now, guys. Okay. So we're going to give the noble seal, noble pile. After that, we give a number 10, a 1 to 10 in the woke meter. The higher the number, the worse the wokeness is. And then the overall is the same thing as the top 5, except that it's the top 10. We go from 1 to 10, 1.5, 2.5 if needed. Noble pile and noble seal is in effect. So with that said, let's get into the scoring of Dune Part 2. What do you give your score for the story?
Oh, this is a difficult one. Because I know that it's a great story. I think the way it's being told is the problem. Okay? It's too rich. They need to, I'm sorry to say this, dumb it down a little bit. Okay? So I gave it a 3.5 because it's not a bad story.
Okay.
But I highly doubt that I'm the only one having difficulties following it.
So do you think it would have made a better? Because you got to remember, as a movie, they have to fill a lot of space in a short amount of time. Do you think this would have made a better show than a movie?
I think this. If you know how I mentioned they're making a
TV series,
a TV series, this is perfect for that because you get to digest it an hour at a time, or whatever, 45 minutes at a time.
Kind of goes into like the success of like Lord of the Rings and stuff like that, which they were very lore rich, but it was broken down into shows.
Exactly. It needs to be broken down and it needs to be dumbed down just a tad because they're trying to squeeze too much into that 2 hours and a half. And
I can see where you're coming from, and that's why I won't dispute
a lot
your
of
3.5.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a movie snob and a story snob. So, like, I mean, again, like we go into Blade Runner and all that shit. I love a good story that's hard to follow. Like Blade Runner is hard to follow. If you lose your placement, you can get all screwed up. But I love those type of things. I'm really into that type of shit. So I think that's the reason why our scores are going to differ. I don't dispute what you're saying because I do know that other people would feel that way. Absolutely, and it is a shame. But my score is much different than yours. I give the store a solid 5. Solid 5.
I'm surprised you didn't give it a Noble or something. Yeah. 5.
No. I now the third one might get a seal. Third one might get a seal because it's getting into that direction. Because it's rare that a sequel, in my opinion, can outdo the original. Usually the originals are always better than the sequels because they I don't know, they don't follow. I'm not saying that it never happens, but it's rare. This one was definitely better than the first one.
Yeah.
Very better.
I agree.
Very better. Like very much better. So yeah, I give it a 5, 3.5. I'm not mad about those turnarounds. It's fine. Yeah. All right. So acting, what do you give your score for the acting?
Oh, I found the acting perfect. Like I didn't see any flaw. Even the son you mentioned, you don't really like his. I thought it was pretty good. I give that a 5. Acting was on point.
See, here's the thing. Again, going into what I was saying before about this one being better than the first one. I know I complained about it in the first one. I'm not going to complain about it in this one because he did a much better job in this one. And his acting didn't bother me. In the beginning, it did. In the beginning,
remember, in this movie, he came more into himself and everything.
Well, that's the thing. I get that.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, in the beginning, if he would have stayed in the way he was in the beginning of this film, I would have probably complained again because he was very melodramatic. Yeah, I just wanted to slap him. His character made me angry. But man, that second half of the movie, he started coming into himself, and it's just like, all right, I'm okay with this. So my score for the acting, as well as you, like you said, solid 5.
Yeah, solid. Yeah, solid
5. No arguments as far as the acting goes. Zendaya did a great job. Josh Brolin, everybody, amazing job. Everybody, the star-studded cast too, and I applaud that. Fucking had Christopher Walken. Everybody knows this. They seen it in the trailer. Christopher Walken was in this fucking movie. I won't say anything about it because everybody knows it was in the trailer that he plays the Emperor in this. But I was not expecting to see that much of Christopher Walken, and I am a Christopher Walken fan. So anything I get to see Christopher Walken in, bravo. All right. So moving on, we're going to go with the captivation. What do you feel as far as captivation goes?
Well, that's the thing. It's a very captivating movie. The scenery, the action, the fighting scenes. Oh my Jesus, amazing!
Oh, those fighting scenes.
Fighting scenes are gorgeous. So for captivation, I give it a 5. It's a very captivating film. It's just hard to understand.
No, straight up. And I absolutely agree with you on that one. I give it a 5 because
very captivating film.
Even in the beginning when it was slower, I still was interested in it. I'm like, okay, it wasn't going at the pace that I wanted it to go at, but it was still interesting. Again, second half, glued. Like I didn't get up to take a piss or anything. I was just glued. I was like, oh my God. Straight up it. So captivation, solid 5. Solid 5. Straight up, I enjoyed it. So now we're working off of a 3.5, a 5, a 5, a 5, and a 5 and a 5.
That's not going too bad.
No, it's not going too bad at all. So let's move into production. What do you give your score for production?
See, this is where I think my highest rating. Well, no, actually no, it's going to be similar. So it's going to be a 5. I'll say that now. But the reason, it's solid imagery, dude. It's like the robotic,
not over the top
the sounds. Yeah, no, not over the top, not under at all. those fucking planes. I love. They look like the
Yeah,
flies or whatever.
the Firefly plane. Yeah.
The Firefly thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous.
No,
scenery
Dragonfly.
altogether.
Why is it
Production,
Dragonfly?
solid.
That's what.
Dragonflies. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, overall production on key. Better than the
Absolutely.
first one.
Oh, 100%.
Better visuals. Better everything.
And just like you, I also give this a 5. Because
Absolutely.
production, again,
Definitely.
it was the soundtrack was amazing. Fucking, it did what it needed to do when it needed to. The lighting, the fucking, you know how this was filled with CGI, and it didn't feel like it.
No, I feel like they were there.
The CGI was so good that it felt good, like it felt right, and that's a good thing because CGI can either work for you or work against you.
Oh, sometimes it could be over the top. Yeah.
Yeah,
You have to-
and
there's a
that can be
balance.
bad. That can absolutely be
Yeah.
bad. So, absolutely, production 5s across the board. We almost had solid 5s. You had to give that one 3.5. You had to fuck it up.
That's what I do. I fuck
Yeah,
them.
exactly. So now, all right. So with that said, let's go over to our woke meter. What would you give the woke meter?
I'm gonna say the same thing I was saying. Unless you found something, I'm just gonna stick to a solid 1. I wasn't
Here's the
offended
crazy
by
part.
anything
Here's the
or
crazy
bothered.
part, right?
Mhm.
I would have expected it coming from this movie because
Yeah,
it's new.
I mean,
it's made by big companies, so forth and so on. None.
Yeah,
None.
no, I didn't feel anything. No.
Big budget film with no wokeness in it, or at least not anything egregious. You know, some people can
Not that I
argue,
could-
oh, there was a lot of religious stuff and blah 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 blah. But here's the thing: it didn't beat wokeness. Isn't the theme that's in there? Like for example, you could have trans people in a movie as long as you don't beat me over the head with it. That's not
Right,
woke.
it's not. Yeah, it's not the people. It's how you.
You don't
present
make the movie
You
about the
force it,
movie,
yeah.
not about what's the political underlining mode of it, right? And this didn't have
Exactly.
any political drive in it, and I applaud
No,
that.
not at all.
If I could give a seal, which we don't do seals for the wokeness. If I could give a seal for the wokeness, I would give a seal for this because this movie should have had wokeness in it, and it didn't. So bravo, straight solid 1. Thank you. Any movie post
Thank you for not
2020,
putting it in there, exactly.
any movie post 2020 that doesn't do it, at least for now until wokeness is completely obliterated, I'm always going to say thank you when it's not in my films, especially sci-fi, because sci-fi is unfortunately notorious for wokeness right now. So
It is. It is.
especially if it's made by Disney. So let's move into our overall. What do you give the overall score of Dune Part 2?
So I'm gonna break it down like this.
Mhm.
Visuals were amazing.
Mhm.
All right. Soundtrack was amazing. Acting was amazing. The story is so because of the story, I gave it a 8.9.
I mean, that's 8.9.
Honestly, if
5?
8.5, I'm sorry, 8.5, yeah.
It's like you're already creating up numbers and shit.
If the story could have just been a little more understandable for me, this movie would have honestly been a solid 10.
Okay. Fair enough. Like, again, I won't dispute that. Because I can understand other people having that issue. I, again, don't have that. I'm giving it a straight 10. Not a seal. Here, I'm going to say this. If the third one, when the third one happens, if the third one does better than this one, it might actually get a seal, which would be the
we'll see.
first. Wait, no, not the first, right? Because I think I won't say anything. I almost fucked up. I'm not going to say anything. This will not be the first seal when it comes to a sci-fi type movie, but it will be a rare. I don't give seals out very easily, but I definitely
you
don't
gotta
give
earn
them to
those.
sci-fi because
Yeah.
sci-fi's really got to try hard to get a seal.
Yeah.
But this one got a solid 10, and I don't feel bad about it. And if the third one surpasses this one, I foresee the third one getting a seal.
Very possible. We'll see.
So 10, 8.5, not bad scores. I would absolutely 100% say it's worth a rent. If you've already seen it in the theaters, bravo to you.
Yeah.
But if you're if you're debating on renting it right now, it is 100% worth the rent.
It's worth it. It's worth it.
100%. I don't even give a fuck if it costs $10 for the rent. It's worth $10.
No, it's more than that.
No, I'm saying in general, by the time you see this.
No, by the time, yeah.
By the time you see this. If it's still like $10 to rent this motherfucker. Because it's a little high right now. I'm going to say that.
Oh, yeah.
It is a little high to rent it, but I still suggest it. I still say it's worth it. So I usually say, oh, you know what? Wait till it goes to a $5, $6 rental. No, it's if you're a fan of sci-fi, this is a movie you need to watch.
If you like action-packed, good scenery movies, then this is definitely
absolutely with a strong story, because
With
a lot of it has
story,
like boom boom pow pow dry story, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this had everything. It had a strong story and strong visuals, and I applaud that. So definitely worth the rental. Go out there, rent it. Tell other people to rent it. 100% worth it, guys. But that is our take on Dune Part 2. Looking forward to Dune Part 3. And we will absolutely 100% in a year's time, probably, hopefully, be covering that one.
Yeah.
Which makes me excited because we've already done both of them now. We did, over a year ago, we did Dune Part 1. And
yeah, so it seems like every year we'll get a Dune.
I think we're only, from what I've been reading, we're only getting a
probably
trilogy.
the next one. Yeah.
So, which I'm okay with. If the third one is the last one, that's fine. You know, you don't ever want to overstay your welcome. But I'm looking forward to 3, 100%, guys. But that is our show, guys. Hopefully you're having yourself a good Wednesday. Happy hump day, as always. Make sure to check out everything else on the network. As always, nobullgi.com, NOBULLGI.com. Get over there on the YouTube channel, like, follow, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Stay up to date with everything that we do here. Pass it around to your friends. Check out our merch store on the website. Check out our full catalog of every other show, and this one included, that we have on the website. Enjoy the website. It's all there. nobullgi.com, NOBULLGI.com. Check it out, guys. Every Wednesday we are here. This is our Wednesday thing. We are here every Wednesday for you guys to deliver a movie review, unspoiled, mind you, for your entertainment and information.
Unspoiled with a good conversation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So go check it out, guys. Give this one a rent. If you're watching this far down the line and it's on a streaming service, you have no reason not to watch it.
Yep.
Watch it. Absolutely. But if you're watching this recent and it's still you still have to rent it. Rent it. 100%. Even at the high price that it's at right now, it's still rent because it's still early. So fuck it. I think it's worth it, especially, and that's rare coming from a sci-fi film. So
yeah, get some popcorn, get your lady, watch it, have some sex afterwards.
Boom. If you manage to get yourself one of those sandworm popcorn boxes, tell her to go grab some popcorn.
That's it.
100%. What you do is you pop your head out the mouth of the sandworm, and I'm whatever.
You got ideas already.
I do. We're role playing tonight, baby. I'm a Arrakis, and I'm taming the worm.
That's it. Arrakis.
What do they call the people? Are they Irakians? Arrakis? Like, what are they? What are the people called?
It sounds too similar to me to Iraq, like the real country.
No, I don't think it's that. It's like Arrakis. Iraqans?
Arrakis or something?
Irakians?
I don't know. I guess it would be Iraqians, yeah.
Maybe. Fuck it. I don't know. Again, that goes into the lore shit that I don't know. I'm not.
I want to learn. I want to learn more about the houses and stuff. I mean,
straight up.
That's the thing. Because I don't understand it, I want to understand.
And they definitely do play a much larger role in this one than they did in the first one. So, because this one they've been primarily focusing on Atreides and all the houses. I forget what the big bad one was. The bald ones. Yeah. I forget what they're called.
Don't ask me.
I forget what they're called.
I can't remember. Yeah.
Regardless, go watch it, guys. 100% worth it. But we're gonna get the hell out of here, guys. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Enjoy the rest of your
family that Batista was part of.
Yeah, exactly.
House is that? Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, guys. We're gonna get the hell out of here. Come join us tomorrow for Attacking the Topic, as always. And check out the website to find out what else is going on the network. But we're going to get the hell out of here, guys. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, and we will see you when we see you.
Peace.
Peace.